Hello everyone, Treecks here, and welcome back to Castlevania, Symphony of the Night. In the previous episode we made sure to fully cover the castle entry here in the inverted castle. Because, don't forget, we are still doing things upside down. It's not just our name that is actually reversed now the castle is also reversed. As you can see, we are now at the point where we can actually take the shortcut, which normally leads to the underground caverns. Back at the bottom part of the water room. Which is now going to be the top part of the water room. For some strange reason the water is still going to be here. It is somehow cursed or bewitched and therefore it's staying around at the ceiling. But nevertheless, the underground caverns are still going to be here. They are now just going to be above us instead of below us. Normally this is the shortcut back to the beginning. In the regular castle you're of course unable to take this route towards the underground caverns. Only the other way around. Here in the inverted castle, you might even say even that is actually turned around. Welcome to the reverse caverns. Even those are actually reversed. The shiitakes are still here, so mushroom picking we can still do over here. New enemies over here. Some sort of trolls, I guess. I'm pretty sure that's also what they're called. Cave trolls. Let's go make sure to fully cover the map here. Of course, because of all the city water rooms, it is once again going to be easy to miss out on a tile here or there. A good piece of advice I can actually give here is to transform into wolf, because that way we're able to actually hug the ceiling a bit more. Whenever you're in wolf form, you're actually able to swim upwards, therefore you're going to be able to hug the ceiling as much as you can. Making sure to get all of these tiles, even the ones that only have 1 pixel. But still counts as a full square on the map. This way we should be able to actually get it all on the map. Be careful for the octopuses here. They're not able to poison you or anything, but still. They can be quite annoying. And they've got a lot more health than I actually remembered. Just jump into the small waterfall. Fill out my map even more. Looks fine. Oh wow, that's a big money bag. 2000. Swimming as a wolf. Who would have guessed that would actually be a thing in this game? But I still believe here in the reversed caverns that's actually the best way to make sure to get everything covered in the water. Interesting how the fish are actually still reversed here. The castle was turned upside down, but the fish actually never bothered to turn themselves around. But it looks like we are done with the first room. Our reward should actually look really familiar. Back at the regular castle we already thought we were able to find this, but now we actually find the true Alucard shield. The second piece of our original gear now in our possession. The Twilight Cloak we were already able to find in the anti-chapel, but now we also have Alucard's shield that he actually brought along the moment he entered the castle. And it's perfect because it is even better than the previous shield I was equipping. So we're also improving our stats. Little by little we are finding the gear that we actually lost at the beginning of the game. Finally becoming our true selves again. But it is not a coincidence that we're finding it here, in the inverted castle. Death was actually the one who stole it from us. I think the fact that we can actually find all of our gear here in the inverted castle is going to say that Death is also going to be found around here. Can't wait to actually finally see him again. Probably my least favorite boss in the classical Castlevania games, but in this game, somehow I feel I can actually take him. Cannot wait to actually finally meet him. But first we're going to continue exploring, of course. Now moving on towards the left from the entrance, where we actually entered here. It's technically not truly the entrance, I know, but it was the one we used to actually get in here. Skeletons. But besides that, an easy corridor apparently. Now, entering the waterfall room. Of course, this one is also a thing. I'm trying to figure out in my mind how this actually works. A waterfall that flows upwards. Nonetheless, we are only interested in actually getting across it, no matter which direction the water is flowing. We know there's a secret room behind the waterfall. In this case, it will actually lead towards another sword. Another type of katana. And then another chapter of hugging the wall is going to begin. Because we need to make sure to get every single tile in this room as well. And perhaps we can actually find some goodies along the wall. Was of course the case in the regular castle as well. Does not look like to be true here. But in the meantime we also got all of the tiles on the right, so that's perfect. We can immediately check out this place over here. Not a very good piece of equipment this time around, just a garnet, nothing more. Quickly done here. There's another pentagram over here. We notice also in the regular castle, so it's interesting how the same type of consumable item is actually found in this location. This one is going to be a bit difficult to actually get. Come on, swim my wolf! The way it's moving its legs, it just looks funny. But slowly, we are able to actually get to it. A bat pentagram in this case. Still an attack all enemies item if you use it. But in this case used whenever you're a bat, apparently. Looks like in this room we're going to find a bit more resistance. Not a whole lot of room to actually maneuver around this guy. So let alone actually get the flower over here. But still, nothing we can't handle. Ow. I'm getting the feeling that these guys are actually getting faster. Oh. Oh, man. Stop hurting me. Let's go out of the way and actually do some healing. Because this is not going really well. Ham and eggs. Not too sure why I actually feel like eating those, but might as well. But they're also not really enough to actually fully heal me, so let's just make sure I don't get hit. And there's only one thing I can actually do in order to ensure that. Ignoring this enemy. Luckily I've got the power of mist now, so I'm able to fully avoid an enemy if I want to. Got plenty of magic for that. And I will defeat you from this side. It's a lot easier, that way I'm not going to get bombarded by roses. You are actually a lot easier to handle, sir. Alright, in the meantime we actually reached the location where we can go into the catacombs, as you may remember. That is of course also still a thing. And that is actually the point that we reach right now. And since there's nothing actually stopping us from immediately exploring this, we are going to be doing it now. We'll be continuing in the caverns later, the moment we actually finish this place off fully. As you may remember, this is indeed a dead end, and therefore there's no real need to save this until later. Some more demons start appearing. These guys actually do look intimidating, so be careful. Usually whenever something looks intimidating, they tend to be intimidating. But luckily they don't have too much health, so taking them down is something we can actually do quite quickly. Here's another one. Make sure to kill them quickly though, because yeah, otherwise you're going to turn into rage mode. And then they actually become a little bit more dangerous. Thank you. Now, entering the save room. Time for some healing. It's very likely going to respawn the enemies the moment we get out of here. But at least we know we can actually deal with them now. Oh, it feels like such a long time ago that enemies like those were actually mini-bosses. Remember? The very first one actually, but we're able to take them on pretty easily now with our better equipment and higher levels. The game actually starts using them as regular enemies now. And is not shy on using actually 4 of them at the same time. Oh, the experience points are worth it. Otherwise I wouldn't be doing this. And in here we actually also meet up with Slagra again. Also part of the first mini-boss fight we did in this game. But just like with Gaibon, also a regular enemy now. Ooh. I think things actually suddenly got interesting. Because look who we actually find here.
So, you've made it this far. In the name of your father, cease this foolishness.
Not while there's a breath in my body.
Then for the master, I'll feast on your soul this night.
We're finally going to have a revenge on death. The boss fight itself actually functions pretty much like a throwback to the first fight, with him also throwing around his scythe and stuff like that. But it is the second phase where it really starts getting interesting. As you can see, it was pretty easy to defeat in the first phase. Not a whole lot of health. But now he truly becomes a weird little scythe monster. And if I need to be honest, it's still not really that difficult. It's actually really slow and does not attack a whole lot. And therefore, this fight against death in this game is a complete joke compared to the fights we actually did in Castlevania 1 and 3. But at least we are able to get our revenge. Our reward is going to be the second treasure of the inverted castle, the Eye of Vlad. And then we are going to be allowed to move further into the mine. On our way towards the floating catacombs. Because yes, they are now floating.
This switch hasn't been pressed yet.
Well, then take care of it. That is what you were for. Let's go see what the castle is hiding for us here. Luckily, this time around we don't have to actually double back towards this area. Now we actually already have the familiar that is required. Like I said, and therefore exploring the inverted castle is going to be a lot quicker. Ow. Who gave you the right to actually do 1 HP of damage to me? Right, getting in here. We know this is actually a secret room. Power of Sire and a life apple. Nothing more. So when it comes to collecting stuff, this area is not required. Definitely not. We were just here for the map coverage. And of course the experience points from the enemies. Thank you. Come on, you guys are a joke now. Please go away. Four hits and they're gone. Now, exploring time. Oh, there's a lot of beds on the ceiling here. Looks like, yeah, more on here. Steadily climbing up, while making sure to be careful for beds. Ow. And why do I keep saying ow against these guys? It's only doing 1 HP of damage. Translating that to my current HP level, that is barely scraping me. Alucard is barely even feeling it. It's not really hurting him, at least. Let's first check out the room over here. Might actually have some gear for us. Might even be a very important one. Yeah, looks like it. Here's the Alucard sword. Death was actually really near here, so this one he did not hide very far from his location. Let's go take a look if it is actually stronger than the Holy Sword. Ended up over here. It is Mother's Sword. Ah, nostalgia. But it is indeed stronger than the Holy Sword, even though by only 1 point, but every little bit helps. All of our old gear. The Alucard sword, shield, the Twilight Cloak. We are starting to feel like ourselves again. All stuff we're going to be needing in order to survive this crazy castle. The crazy upside down castle. Warp room to the left. Used to be to the right, but things are actually turned around now, of course. Let's go get it on our map. And let's go make use of the warp room immediately in order to get the couple of rooms that I actually missed. Because don't think I did not notice after checking out my map in between episodes. Perfect time to actually do it now. Luckily it's actually close to the beginning of this room. Quickly make some room. Get rid of the enemies. And actually start tackling this staircase. And it looks like this was already enough. Okay, the square has been filled. Now, let's quickly move back. Short little detour I needed to take in order to make sure 100% remains a thing. Or must I say 200%? We are now at the beginning of the floating catacombs, after taking care of the second mine. And we already know it is going to be a giant dead-end area with no other areas connected to it, and therefore we can fully explore it. There's no equipment or abilities that we are missing. There's nothing stopping us from getting in there and doing the full thing. Let's go. Unlike this area, I think the catacombs themselves are actually a really difficult area. There's two particular enemies in here, which are very annoying in my book. They always get to me. It's actually the reason why I'm not looking forward to this area. And also because of a certain boss that we can find in there. I think people who are familiar with this game know what I'm talking about. There's a very annoying boss in this game. And he's actually also placed over there. So I'd like to do this area as quickly as I can. I want this out of the way. The floating catacombs. The music is scary. It looks scary because of the red background. And the enemies in here are also not friendly. Not in the slightest. Let's see if we're able to survive this place. First, let's go start looking for a save room. We need to make sure we've got our progress up to date. The area behind the save room is going to be just for a magic missile. And the second item is going to be a buffalo star. So, you don't have to do it for the items, just do it for the map coverage. And now we can save. Second save file. And it is time for us to begin. I think I've got a couple minutes left, so I'm able to do the first room at least. Because of one of the enemies that we're going to find here, this is actually the point where I'm going to suggest using this particular item, one of the circlets, the cat eye circlet. As you can see, its special trait is big HP restore by cat damage. Whenever we get damaged by a cat enemy, we're going to be healing instead of taking damage. This is something we're going to want to equip here. Not per se because of the cat enemy that's going to appear being difficult, but most of all because of other types of enemies being very annoying. And because of the high number of cats that are going to be appearing here, it is a good way to make sure we stay high on our HP. The Salome witches that we actually find here are actually able to summon cats. And are also pretty annoying to defeat themselves because of the stupid shields they actually keep putting up. At the moment we actually defeat them, they will turn into a cat themselves. And just touching the cat will actually give us a big heal, as you can see. The moment we actually have the cat eye circlet equipped. You can also still take out the cat itself in order to get some more extra experience points. But these are actually the enemies that we need the cat eye circlet for. And then next up we actually end up in the split pathway room. We know it's actually two ways here, left and right. The right path of course being the longer one now. So I think we're gonna go left first. Heading towards the spike room. It used to be the spike room in the normal castle. Oh, and these guys are actually also pretty annoying. This is one of the enemies I actually don't like. They do tons of damage the moment they hit you, so be careful. With these guys it's actually really advisable to have this cat eye circlet. So the moment you take so much damage, we're just able to heal it all up by simply touching a cat. And that way we can cheese this otherwise really difficult area a bit. You can imagine, because of the high damage the enemies do here, it's otherwise going to be pretty difficult to stay alive in here. Now, quickly going towards the end of this pathway. Not going to care about getting all of the spikes now, if you don't mind. Almost running out of time for my episode. I'd like to get this area done at least. Please heal me. Whenever you summon a cat, I'm not going to be afraid. It's actually helping me. Level up. Make sure to get as many level ups as I can before the annoying boss fight that we're actually going to find later on. It is normally advised to be a bit higher level than we currently are in order to take on that boss. one of the reasons why it's so difficult, this part of the game. Technically too low level for that mini-boss over there. But I know I'm actually already able to defeat him, so... I'm not going to wait to do this area until later. I'm passing by it now, so I'm doing it now. I don't really feel like doing any backtracking in this reverse castle. Nothing over here. Let's quickly keep on going. Tons of skeletons here. Don't have to bother to actually take them all out because they're not going to stay down. Just get them out of the way. Nothing more. And we should be about ready to finish off the episode because of reaching the end of this corridor. Elixir, and a secret item, a library card, and nothing more. Well, at least all of these rooms are on the map. That is the most important thing. I can actually use the silence between episodes to go back towards the split pathway room. And then next time, we're going to be checking out the other area, right of the split pathway room, where the difficult boss fight is also going to be. Not looking forward to the next episode. Treecks out. See you folks next time, and thanks for watching.